What's going down, DJs? Back after week one of the preseason to recap the plays, go over some week two plays, give you actionable information. If you're new to the channel, stick around, give me 10 minutes. I'm going to give you some picks, some plays, the reasons why. We're going to get right into it, not going to retread a bunch of other old bullshit. So, preseason week one, we go 1-2. The Lions get the cover for us, even though they canceled the game. And I apologize because I know some of your books maybe didn't offer it or didn't cover it because they canceled the game with like 7 minutes left. But we do get the cover. Look at your book, read the fine print, see, make sure it doesn't happen to you in the regular season. Next, so we did have the Cowboys and the Rams. Cowboys couldn't do it for us. Really just didn't look all that great. It looked like they cared more about the joint practices than the actual game. Because from everything that was coming out of the joint practices, it sounded like the Cowboys were doing pretty well. Texans-Vikings was the one that we had gotten off of before the game started, and that's good because the Texans couldn't do a damn thing. One thing I didn't learn about the Texans, though, is their offensive line is a real issue. They were rated in last place with offensive line, so I wouldn't be touching like Nick Chubb or anybody like that. And even Stroud's kind of coming under some scrutiny there because that offensive line's not going to hold a damn thing. But anyways, didn't have that one. The last thing that we did have was the Eagles and the Bengals under 36.5, and that shit soared over. The Bengals playing their starters the first quarter really made an impact, right? They put 2 touchdowns on the board pretty quickly. They really didn't do a damn thing after that except for the field goal at the end. The Eagles just poured it on them. Tanner McKee looked pretty good. Way better than I thought he was going to, but either way, just wrong side of that one. Just had way too many points in that game. I do think something to know about that game is that the Bengals defense is absolutely terrible. They were playing their starters against the Eagles, second team, and it just did not look good. They could not stop a damn thing. So Trey Hendrickson, you need to sign this dude and sign him quick because that defense is just hot garbage without him. There will be a play on them this week. The Bengals and Washington over in the first play of week 2 for the preseason. Now, I apologize. I put out a tweet. I put out an Insta post. I put out Blue Skies or whatever the hell else I could get out to and say, hey, take this over ASAP because the line is going up. I actually grabbed a small piece of it at 40 and at 40.5 over at Bookmaker. By the time I looked back, it was up to 42. By the time I put the more funds in there to get it going again, to get another little bit down, it was up to 43. I checked again about 30 minutes later, it was at 44. So hopefully it's kind of come down just a little bit. Maybe someone finally took a little bit of the under money, but I don't see why they would, unfortunately. The Washington defense did not look good either. They led up 48 points to the damn Patriots. The Bengals defense, again, like we just said, couldn't stop a damn thing. Both of these teams are planning on playing their starters. The Bengals have already said that their starters are going to play even longer than they did in the first game. So that's probably going to be a half or very close to the first half. So you're going to have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and everybody, obviously, right, their starters, staying out there against this Washington defense that didn't look good, that may or may not play their starters. And if they do play their starters, who knows if they're actually going to play their starting defense for the full first half. So especially if they don't play them, that's going to be a problem. Same thing on the other side of the ball. The only saving grace there is that, Terry McLaurin obviously not playing. Maybe Debo doesn't play. The receiving core may not be that great for Washington right now without McLaurin, so maybe there's a little bit of a respite there. But honestly, I don't see this game staying as a low-scoring game. I'd be surprised if it doesn't go over the 44. This may be one of those games, and we saw a couple of them this week. They got into the 60s, so 44 for a preseason is very high. Still love it. I'd still take it. If you can, obviously try to find the 43s out there. Check Bookmaker first. I'll put the link in the description below. They're still giving you the bonus, guys. And I will tell you, they're actually right now doing a one-time rollover for 100% match. You're not going to find that anywhere else. They will match you 100% for a free play, and it is a one-time playthrough. That's it. I've looked. I've checked other books. I've done other things. You're not finding that anywhere else. If you are interested in that, if you're going to be playing, guys, if you want something for this week, check out the link below. Get signed up. Just put the money in there. You won't regret it once you play it through. If you want to take out the winnings, you take them out right away. So That's the first play. If you want to look at your screen, you can kind of see the others real quick. The ones that actually have the lines on them are the ones that I'm going to be looking at. The Dolphins, Lions, number one. Lions have kind of, looked pretty good last week, but the Lions have traditionally taken week 2 as like their quote unquote, dress rehearsal under Dan Campbell. He's just really serious about this week. After this week, he tends to kind of pull the foot off the gas, let the guys rest, make sure he doesn't get anybody hurt as we get closer to the regular season. So next week, I do expect Jared Goff to be out there, Monroe St. Brown, to get these guys some time, even if it is just the first quarter, or even if it's just like 2 drives or whatever. You're going to be working in these guys with the new offensive coordinator just to make sure that they're kind of, they're still on the same page and they're ready to go when it comes to, actually counting. So give me the Lions +4. You're actually getting them plus money to beat the Dolphins, right? So take the points, take whatever you want, but give me the Lions plus the 4. Do the money line if you think so. Either way, I believe that this is going to look out pretty good for them. With the Dolphins, yes, you're still going to get Tua in there. You're going to probably have their starters as well, but they just don't take it as serious. And I really do think the Lions are trying to kind of end this on a high note before they go into resting mode, before they get back into the regular season. Aside from that, we also have the Titans and the Falcons. I'm going to keep that one under 38.5. Now, this is something rare. And I, again, put out tweets, I put out Facebook posts, I put out Instagram. Take a look at these channels, guys. Again, I'll put the links below. Follow me somewhere because it's going to give you information for betting for any particular day, any particular week. I put out there on Friday that we were going to be looking at a very high overs week because that's just the way the preseason ends. Every year the preseason comes out and you can get a pretty good indication of what's going on with that first day or 2 of games when they're all going over or they're all staying under, because it's always been lopsided. Some of that is just the lines are not set right. Some of those are just, hey, the teams just happen to match up where they're not playing. They're both not really trying. Or maybe there's a lot of new coaches, a lot of new quarterbacks, whatever it is. It just seems like for the last 3 to 4 years, at least 4 years, every year is very lopsided one way or the other, like 70% overs or 70% unders. And this one was an overs week. So I put it out there Friday. If you looked at it, I know I made some money off it. You can kind of just blindly play the overs if you wanted to. The unders, you got to be a little selective for. That trend does typically stay for at least the first 2 weeks. So if that's you and you want to get on that boat, play mostly overs. But this under here is the first game of the second week. Titans and Falcons both did not look very good in this first week of preseason. Titans only put up 7 points. They already got injured. Tajay Spears is already out for at least a little bit. So they're gonna be a little protective of their players. So I don't expect them to play very much. Cam Ward is still a rookie. He's going to get some time, but I don't know how great he's going to look either. I don't think they're going to leave Ridley out there a whole lot. He did get some work in this first game. So just don't see a whole lot of offense for this Titans game, even in the regular season. I mean, the offense isn't all that great to begin with, but in the preseason especially, I don't see a whole lot there. So give me the under in this one where we see both teams just not really trying, being more protective. Raheem Morris has still not won a single preseason game. He is 0-4 in his career in the preseason, so another person who just does not really give 2 shits about preseason. I could definitely see him not scoring or scoring very, very low. If it was my line here, I'd probably have this line more somewhere in like the 33 to 31 range. This is probably more of a traditional like preseason game, right? Like a 17-10 type of game. So give me the under in that one. Those are the 3 that I've already got.